merfolk come in all genders, and so merfolk is a gender neutral term. I always say gender is fluid under the sea. There's room for all personas.
All right, today I want to talk to you guys about mermaids because they are real and they don't look like what you might be anticipating. You're not going to find an Ariel in this tank. Instead, you have Mermaid Shay Monique, who is a mermaid entertainer, and posted this video describing her experience being a mermaid and being, and I quote, a fat black femme.
Long as fat black femmes are expected to be invisible, as long as we have a planet covered in water and an expectation that black folks can't swim, as long as fat folks are expected to hide themselves and black folks are supposed to be so focused on survival that there's no room for imagination and play and mirth and exploration and joy. As long as queer folks are expected to stay in the closet, yes, me posting videos is ballsy. Thank you for reminding me that I don't just go to work and bring magic to children and adults alike, that my very existence is liberation work, because sometimes I forget why I'm here, and I appreciate your reminder.
I'm stealing that. The next time someone accuses me of being lazy, I am going to remind them that my very existence is liberation work. So how about that? This is apparently a response to someone saying that she was ballsy for posting her last video online. She says, and they're right. I was born into a body that is inherently politicized. Sometimes I forget. Thank you for the reminder. All right, I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm trying not to be too mean, but this lady is kind of asking for it because she's so ridiculous and narcissistic. First of all, I think if I, were a child, I would be terrified. I wouldn't understand what my mom had brought me to see. I think it would scar me. I think that it would be something that, if I were the sort of person to go to therapy, I would be talking about in therapy for decades. I think decades at least. Second of all, that tank is too small. And the only parallel that I can think of is SeaWorld. And I'm not going to explain that. You can figure that out. But let's look at the comments here on this video. Okay. She's talking about racism, sexism, capitalism, misogynoir, and colonialism. Oh, honey, you are so far from invisible. Indeed, she's extremely visible. Pick a struggle. Tank was half full when she got out. Tank is way too small. Thank you. It's way too small. The world is fun. Okay. Yeah. Is this satire? I wouldn't say invisible. Okay, so we're getting a sense that the commenters and I are on the same page here. I've noticed the Instagram comments tend to be especially brutal when something leaves its intended, audience. So, yeah, they did not disappoint. But let's look at some more of Shay Monique's videos, because maybe I have judged her too harshly based on her performance in this one video. Okay. Shay Monique is going to give us morning mermaid motivation, but really, I think you could take this motivation, whatever time you're watching this video. This could be your evening motivation, midday, whatever.
Of the week, my positive impact on the world has a ripple effects far greater than I will ever know with a delicious tea. This week's tea is Enchanty from Soulful Tea Infusions. It has butterfly pea flower in it, as well as Earl Grey, hibiscus, saffron, and cinnamon. And it's a really, really beautiful color. It reminds me of the color of my tail, actually. So I just like to check in with you in the morning and basically remind you that you're awesome and tell you I want you to have a fantastic day. And our affirmation this week, which you can say it with me, my positive impact on the world has ripple effects far greater than I will ever know.
I kind of want to be the anti-positivity influencer, you know? My negative impact on the world has ripple effects far greater than I will ever know. In all seriousness, I like the mermaid puns. I think that's a good bit. That's probably the only thing I'm gonna commend her for here. Okay, they say you are an absolute goddess to behold. This is from the company that did the top here. But you can see that the videos with a smaller reach have a much more positive comment section, and that this lady is probably living in an echo chamber where, except for the rare occasion where the video goes semi-viral, she's getting a lot of positive feedback for what she's doing. Alright, I don't want to solely focus on this lady because, as I learned today, plus-size mermaids are an epidemic. They are legion. And so let's watch this 60-second documentary featuring these brave, bold, beautiful, plus-size mermaids.
People think that they can't start living until they lose 5, 10, 15, 50 pounds. But your life is happening right now. Hello, I'm Shay Monique.
It's her.
It's
her.
Based in the DC area, and I am a fat mermaid. Fat mermaiding is just the ultimate fantasy. We are a size-inclusive pod, and we swim together. Our clothes run from sizes extra small through 6XL. We're designed to celebrate and center fat folks, but everyone is welcome.
You get that. I love that.
Over the years, the community has grown. Merfolk come in all genders, and so merfolk is a gender-neutral term. I always say gender is fluid under the sea. There's room for all personas. You don't have to have a certain weight to have a great life. And regardless of your relationship with your body, you can do the things you enjoy. I'm going to gain more weight, and I'm going to take over the world.
Okay, so I pulled up this documentary and I was unaware that Shay Monique was the star of it. So now I do feel sort of entitled to critique her more harshly because she, in addition to being fat, is a total idiot. I think it would be very funny if a very slender, well-proportioned girl showed up to the size-inclusive mermaid thing and just completely mocked them, you know, without ever overtly saying it. I think that would be a hilarious photo shoot. I also don't know what this commitment is to gaining more weight. I mean, is this just like a middle finger to common sense? Maybe. These people seem to be revolting against reality itself and the fact that, no, you cannot be healthy when you're this fat. No, you are not beautiful when you're this fat. I guess you can still be a mermaid. I didn't know that was possible, but, you know, water can do a lot. And these ladies are obviously very buoyant, and good for them. I guess on some level, too, it makes sense that merfolks would be queer because I don't have a clear picture of mermaid anatomy. Obviously, they all have tails, so I am thinking that it's sort of an egg situation, that they're laying eggs, but to tell you the truth, I'm not an expert, and so I defer to Shay Monique in this regard. All right, let's go to the comment of the day. I went back a few weeks for this one. This is from brutal Australian journalist Cooks Kamala Harris in real time. Hey, that's nice. Outstanding commentary. This young lady has a big future in United States political commentary and observation. Thank you, Richard Willis. That is a very nice comment. I hope you were talking about me and not Kamala Harris, but I'm going to assume you were and take it anyway. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. Please consider becoming a channel member if you liked it. It's the best way to support the channel. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.